What is your American dream?
My family is from Ecuador and I am from Chicago. My American dream is to be able to pay back my parents for everything they did for me.
Rick, I'm from France, and my American dream is to help every day the homeless. Merci à vous.
I am from Tunisia. My American dream is to see love and peace.
I was born in North Carolina, Rocky Mount. My dream is to have peace, and then that's it.
My parents are Guyanese, so I'm first generation American. My American dream is that we all get the same treatment, same laws, same education as everyone. That would be my American dream.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Okay, no worries, Brad. Don't worry. I got this for you. I'll look up that statute. I got the immigration Bible here. Curse bans, immigration, everything. I'm learning so much being an assistant helper at Spar Bernstein. Okay. Oh, hello, Bradshaw Live Squad. I hope you had a great weekend and a happy Mother's Day for those celebrating. I sure did. I got to see my mom. It was great. And now, with my new tie and my glasses, I'm extra official here at Spar Bernstein, so I'm helping Brad with some legal research. But these books are so big, they're not made for groundhogs. Anyway, I'll stop complaining, and I'll tell you what happened on the last episode of Bradshaw Live in case you missed it. Anna Azcona, Miami field correspondent, spoke to Mauricio Mendoza about how it was for him struggling to build his career back up once he moved to the United States from Colombia. Now he's a producer at La Musica app. He's doing great. And Kim, Belgium Kim went out on the streets and did another gratified marriage and found a couple who actually would have passed their Stokes test. Amazing, because many of the couples that she speaks to, no, they would have had to go back to the drawing board. Anyway, what's on today's show? Well, you'll just have to wait and see. Okay, let me find that statue now. Oh, I do so much around here.
All right, thank you very much, Groundhog Sam. I don't know, how does Groundhog Sam talk and not move his mouth? It's amazing.
He's talented.
He's a very talented, very talented, sneaky.
Sam, you.
Was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a talented one.
Yeah, he is a sneaky little groundhog. It's just gonna stay on
what's
us.
going on?
We can
Well,
stay on
welcome
us.
everybody. I don't know. I'm just waiting for people to. I'm not talking over everybody. So, hello everybody. Sorry about the late start. We're having a little bit of a technical difficulty there. Hopefully we stopped sticking. I don't know for sure, but hopefully we restarted all of our equipment.
Ooh,
and
like
hello,
that.
Jeff Bosey, Barbara Lord. No, Jeff Bosey says nope, still sticking. Still sticking, Kim. He says. But Dion, what does sticking mean?
They mean it like it skips or it like
Skipping.
lags a little bit.
Tamika
but
Nelson
I don't know
also
how this
says
is always
sticking.
on me.
Very sticky situation
It's
we
a
got
sticky
here.
show today we got
Yes.
for y'all.
Jeff Bosey says I'm going to need a bigger tunnel.
So is it still sticking? Because those were older comments. So is it sticking now?
I don't know.
Let your boy
How about
know.
right
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know. Well, welcome Belgium Kim.
Thank you.
And welcome Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
Thank you.
We were just talking off air. I said I think Yo-Yo's kind of sticking for his name.
Speaking of sticking.
Yes, speaking of sticking, right. And hello, Jella Shauna. And Tamika Nelson says, hey, Yo-Yo.
Hey.
All right, she likes it. Barbara Lord, who else? Mala Loban Martin, how you doing? And Barbara Lord also sending a lot of love there to Groundhog Sam. Jella Shauna also sending love to Sam. Trikas Taylor says hello to everybody. And Stacey Ann Hodge everybody's saying hello to Sam. Hi,
Right.
Sam.
Sam's getting
Jella
a lot of
Shauna
love.
says, love your glasses, Sam. But Trikas Taylor wanted to text, but she had some meat in her hand. I don't know what that actually means. What do you mean by you have meat in your hand?
Don't watch the Brad show while you got meat in your hand, please.
Yeah. No, I don't want to turn this into Brad show after dark
dark.
either. Right.
4 minutes
quiet.
in.
No, yeah, we're gonna assume that this is meat that you would cook on the stove or in the oven. And Chin Carter, hello, Yo-Yo.
Oh, we know why Chin Carter says hello, Yo-Yo.
Yes,
Do you
she
know about
likes
this?
Chin Carter.
Wait,
And
what?
Deion Watson. Everybody's saying hello to Jonathan. Kirk Brown says, it's round 2.
Round 2.
And Christy Consali saying hello to us on both feeds on law offices of Spar and Bernstein and Bradshaw Live. Willie Williams just saying hi to Lisa. Which Lisa is Willie Williams saying? Lisa Bling Rose.
I would say Lisa Bling Rose. Yeah,
If I had
she's
to
kind
take
of
a
the
guess.
captain of the Spar Bernstein.
Beverly
show.
Bourne, how are you? And Dave Francis Sally. Beverly Thompson saying hello. And who else? Terry Hall saying good evening to all. Terry Hall, we have not heard from her in a while.
No.
And who is this? This is a new person. Patient Kid?
Patient Kid is new. So is Aries Page. Those are both.
And what does Patient Kid mean by a lot of fish in here?
You know.
What does that mean?
Are we fish in the sea? You know what I mean?
I'm not sure what
like,
that
are there
means.
opportunities for dates?
He's
maybe?
also calling us the Migos. I guess are we like the alter ego of the rappers, the Migos? I don't
I'm
believe
here
so.
for it.
I don't believe so.
I would quite call
Is it-
us Migos
right, I
in
would
terms
not
of
call
rap
us-
group alter egos.
I would not be calling us that. I don't know what you're watching, Patient Kid, but
We
I
are
don't know.
not quite that cool.
I don't know. Not that cool yet. So what's up, everybody, and welcome to Bradshaw Live. We're going to be taking your immigration questions at 6 o'clock in about 10 minutes or so. So please call right now, 1-800-529-5465. We have 11 open lines. So if you call, we will get you on our show. And our immigration questions will start at about the 6 o'clock hour. While we're getting into questions, immigration questions, Belgium Kim, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, I do have to notify everybody. I have been giving advice now for about, 20 plus years that if you're on a student visa or on a J1 visa, you have duration of status, then your unlawful presence doesn't start until the government asks you to leave the United States. If you were to ever overstay on a student visa or on a J1 internship visa or au pair program, that would be the visa to overstay on because you can still do job sponsorships. You can still do a lot of things, go home without that 3 and 10 year bar. Well, not anymore, unfortunately. So after 20 years of telling people this, President Donald Trump just published a policy memorandum on Friday after that policy memorandum happened while the show was going on, which is why I wasn't able to talk about it during the show because I only found out about it after the show was over. And now he's saying under this policy memorandum, the day you finish school, unless you're on optional practical training, or the day you don't show up to school anymore, then unlawful presence starts.
Wow.
So for those people who thought that they would be able to overstay on their student visas, J1s, get sponsored in jobs, not have that 3 and 10 year bar, now unfortunately that's not the case anymore. And experts in the demographics of immigration estimate that 40 to 50% of the people who overstay their visas and leave are people who overstayed on their student visas, and then they're not subject to that 3 and 10 year bar like everybody else. So this is going to go into effect. This is going to go into effect in August. I forgot the exact day, and it's not on here. But it is going to be a day in August that it's going to go into effect. I will let everybody know tomorrow, so don't freak out yet. But when we get the exact date, I will let you all know tomorrow. I did read the exact date, and now I don't remember it off the top.
August.
I know it's going to be in August, and I don't remember exactly off the top of my head which day in August this is going into effect. And unfortunately, it's not in my notes here. But it's going to affect people on student visas, which is the F visa. It's going to affect people on the J visa. It's going to affect people on the M visa. And that's right. That's right. If you're watching, I would be giving that angry face across the board right now because I'm pretty angry about it.
Yeah.
It's really effing up a lot of people. Okay? So, and there's no reason for it other than we're just going to make people's lives as miserable as we can.
Right. That's heartbreaking. particularly when students want to keep their education going or do internships or something like that.
Well,
Now
it's
they're not
really
gonna have
about
that
people
ability.
who want to be able to get a green card and do a job sponsorship or
Right.
do a family sponsorship and be able to get their papers at the end of the case. For people who remove the conditions of their permanent residence, what were you going to say?
August 9th.
August 9th. Thank
August
you very
9th.
much, Belgium Kim.
Absolutely.
So it's going into effect on August 9th. For people who were removing the conditions of their permanent residence, and received their approvals between February and April 2018, your green cards were issued incorrectly. There is bad information on those green cards.
Oh my
The
God.
Immigration Service is recalling 8,543 permanent resident cards. All of those that were issued to people who got their I-751s approved between February and April 2018. And they're only giving you 20 days to fix it. So if you got the green card and didn't realize there's wrong information on it, and after 20 days, those green cards are no good. Talking about
Oh my God.
really giving people a hard time. Let's issue them the wrong information,
That's
and it's
so
totally not their fault. And if somebody's not aware, or if somebody doesn't watch Bradshaw Live, they wouldn't even know it. And Trump is saying, "Oh yeah, you got 20 days after that. That green card's no good anymore." And if you travel, they're not going to recognize it.
Wow.
So for everybody who got their approvals between February and April 2018, the Immigration Service should, and I say should, be sending you a letter saying that the green card's in error. Please return it in a self-addressed envelope, and they will mail you a new one 20 days later. So hopefully people are sharing this with their friends and family.
Yeah.
Here's another reason to share
Absolutely.
Bradshaw Live, right? Because there's 8,543 people that Donald Trump is going to F over if they don't fix their green cards in the next 20 days. These are all
20 days,
people
that's
who are like, wow, I finally got approved.
So how about if they're on a trip right now, though?
Well, they're going to have a hard time at the airport. I'm sure they'll be allowed back, but those green cards are going to be invalid in 20 days from now.
Wow.
So, but they're going to have a hard time coming back.
I think it's
and
a setup.
generally, it is a setup.
It's definitely
You
a
think
setup.
it's a setup?
This is a setup.
Sounds like it.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this guy's crazy, Donald Trump. You know, he just started a trade war with China, and he says America's going to win and China's going to lose.
Right.
Okay? Because we got to protect American jobs. And as soon as he started the trade war with China, the largest company in China that makes cell phones for the United States consumers, they're about to go out of business.
Wow.
So you would think, hey, yeah, Donald Trump, you're winning, right? We just put
You would
China
think.
out of business. You would think, no. Donald Trump is now having the Commerce Department work overtime to save the jobs of the phone company in China because it would disrupt the American phone market. You can't make this crap up. This is why you don't enter in trade wars. And this is why people say, you know, nobody ever wins in a trade war.
I mean, but who?
I mean, he doesn't even think this through ahead of
saying, like,
time.
who's advising him? though?
Exactly.
Like, I don't understand. Are they just allowing him to just make these decisions on his own? I don't get it.
Yeah, he tweeted on Sunday. I read this tweet. You know, it's like I'm almost embarrassed to follow this guy, you know?
Yeah.
President Xi of China and I are working together to give massive Chinese phone company ZTE a way to get back into business fast. Too many jobs in China are being lost. Commerce Department has been instructed to get it done. I'm glad that he started a trade war and is now having our Commerce Department work overtime on Sunday
for that.
to make sure that China, that Trump just screwed over, doesn't put their business out of business. By saying the United States would work to bring ZTE back to life, Trump took pressure off the American-Chinese relationship.
Well,
If you don't want to follow Donald Trump on Twitter, but
I
still
don't
want
want
to
to.
see, so you can follow an account called @unfollow_Donald_Trump, which tweets out all of his tweets, but doesn't give him the numbers.
I want to do that.
Unfollow.
Thank you very much. Where is this
like
information, Kim?
In my brain.
But why don't you share this with me?
I have definitely shared it with you
Because
multiple times.
I get so
did you
sick.
make this account up?
I wish I were that smart. It has millions of
I am going
followers.
to unfollow him right now.
Yeah.
I am going to
Unfollow
unfollow Donald Trump and unfollow Donald Trump.
Right.
There you go.
It's the best way to see it. Like even when I have to do images or something, I first go to that account to make sure it's worthy.
Meanwhile, you want to hear something really sick. This is why you want to unfollow Donald Trump. Apparently, he has informed the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service to change their mission statement. Their mission statement used to be America's promise as a nation of immigrants. That used to be their mission statement. And USCIS used to call the people who were paying their fees to the Immigration Service their customers. No longer are people being called customers who pay a fee to USCIS for an immigration benefit.
Okay.
And no longer is USCIS saying that that their mission statement is to promise America as a nation of immigrants. Instead, the new version says, okay, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service administers the nation's lawful immigration system, safeguarding its integrity and promise by efficiently and fairly adjudicating requests for immigration benefits while protecting Americans, securing the homeland, and honoring our value. The director of the USCIS says, well, clearly, USCIS statement clearly defines the agency role in our country's lawful immigration system and the commitment we have to the American people. Excuse me while I take this card and gag on it. Can I just gag on this card right now? I just want to vomit in my mouth when I
Maybe
read
not
this crap.
on the air, but definitely
Yes.
afterwards.
I just want to vomit in my
Good
mouth.
TV.
Okay. What?
It'd make good TV.
It would make good TV. Right, lawyer vomits on live Facebook,
Now
right?
that's how we go viral.
Yes. Right.
Trump makes attorney vomit on
Yes.
his own Facebook Live.
I don't even know if I want to get into this or not. This could, because we got to take immigration questions in 1 minute.
Right.
Should I save this for tomorrow?
It's up to you, Brad. Do you want more time with it? Do you feel like we need
and then the one right after about the other thing.
It's
No. Tomorrow.
It's a
Yeah.
bad day.
All right. Yeah, it's a bad time to
Okay.
discuss that. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about
Tomorrow
it.
will be a good day.
Finally, did you see that? Where is this?
Oh no.
Oh God! Not the sinkhole, not the killer nanny. The volcano in
the volcano.
The volcano in Hawaii.
Oh, that was quick, family.
Yes.
They got that up as soon as before you finished volcano.
Right? Yes. New fissures are emitting steam and lava, and apparently the volcano is about to pop.
Another one?
Another one about to pop.
Oh my God.
Exploding rocks and lava 1,500 yards up in the air and away. And the most of the lava has occurred around Leliani Estates, but they're saying the big one is coming.
Oh.
Like the big one out of the cone of the volcano. Right now, basically the lava is just coming out from the ground from around the volcano, and kind of like like a broken pipe, just like popping out of the ground. But they're saying the big one's coming out of that's going to like go like whoosh.
Right.
Right.
What you wanted to see.
I do, except I don't want to see it because I feel bad for the people who live in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Right.
May not have homes anymore.
Right. So are they they're gonna all have to evacuate and stuff, right?
I guess.
That's insane. How often does this happen?
Yeah, there's 9 zones in Hawaii, whatever these zones are, and they've now evacuated zones 1 and 2. And the ash right now can be seen from 12 miles from the 4,000-foot volcano summit. And people have also, the island of Hawaii is sold out of respirators.
Wow.
But the big one's coming.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
The big one is coming. Can you imagine, you go to Hawaii because you're like, you know what, I just got to get out of this crazy world. It's very quiet there. I've been to Hawaii. It's just surfers and hang 10 dude, and I don't really care about the rest of the world.
Right.
And
Not
then
like
you
that
go
now.
there, and then the end of the world starts in Hawaii. I mean, people say it could be the end of the world there. I mean, it could be no more Hawaii if the big one comes.
So the big one has never erupted?
No, never. And then all of a sudden, as soon as Donald Trump becomes president, damn it.
Talk about correlations.
Yeah, I think, you know what? as you said in the beginning, there's something up with that.
Absolutely.
I really do.
Absolutely.
I think that there is something in the, what is it, the universe.
Yeah, something in the universe.
Something in the universe.
There was a movie about like that would cause all of the volcanoes to explode and everything like that because they were drilling down to the core of the earth. Maybe that's what's happening here. They're trying to build some sort of weapon to drill down to the core of the earth. Is that too far-fetched, you guys think?
Nothing's too far-fetched these days. Listen,
Where are they drilling to the bottom of the earth?
I don't. It was in the movie. It wasn't a real movie.
There's untouched land in this world.
Yeah, you could start at the Marianas Trench. That's the lowest point in the earth. I would assume that would require the less digging, but I'm no volcanologist.
Yes. Will Trump treat Hawaii like Puerto Rico, Jeff Bosey? And I say no because a lot of white people move to Hawaii. If it was just Hawaiians there, absolutely.
Right.
But I think a lot of rich white people move to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So
Retired
I
there as
think
well.
I think he would treat differently than Puerto Rico.
Absolutely.
Jeff also made the very good point that don't forget Dog the Bounty Hunter will have no place to do his show then. We would lose Dog the Bounty Hunter, national treasure.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
What? He's a bounty hunter who has a show on the A&E. He's got like long blonde hair. He is. If you think like
I have seen
a
him.
long
All right,
blonde
you
hair
and Jeff
trailer
have
trash.
way too much time to watch television. All right, so right now, everybody, please share this with your friends and family. The best way to share is to take out your thumb, take out your finger, press the little arrow button and share it to your friends, your family. We want to get our shares up as much as we can, and we would really appreciate if you share this. Let them know that we're going to be answering your immigration questions right now. Please share, and you can put it on your timeline. You can share it into Messenger. However you'd like. You can scream out the window for all I care, but please share this, right? You can do it the old-fashioned way. Hey, listen to Bradshaw Live. He's answering. Hey, shut up down there, right?
Throw a pan or something.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you bozo, go listen. You like start throwing stuff down at people from the balcony.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. We'd like to ask people to memorize our 10-10 wins commercial if that's how they're going to do that.
Yes, we have the 10-10 wins commercial.
We have talking points, you guys.
All right, so now we're going to be answering your immigration questions right now. So if you call 1-800-529-5465, Claudia from Negril, Jamaica, has been on the line for a while. Claudia, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. What's going on, Claudia?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out. My husband is older than I am, much older than I am, and he's on Social Security. Is he able to file for me from where he is?
Yeah, what is the age difference? Let's start there. The answer is yes, but just out of curiosity, what is the age difference?
Well, it's not much of a difference. That's not the concern. The concern is he able to file for me on Social Security?
Of course he can. He's retired. He's collecting Social Security. Believe it or not, Donald Trump collects, if he wanted to, he's working, but once he retires, and hopefully that's before 4 years, he retires forcibly by going to jail, he would collect Social Security too. So Social Security is given to everybody in age of retirement, no matter what their financial situation is. So absolutely, he can file for you. If he doesn't earn enough income through the Social Security and doesn't have assets elsewhere, then he would need a second affidavit of support. But he absolutely can file for you. It's not a problem.
What is the required income, though?
The required income? It depends on how many people he has to support. How many people does he have to support?
Just one child.
Just one child? He has a child?
Mm-hmm.
How old is his child?
9 years old.
How old is he? You said he's an older man. 67. And he's collecting Social. He's 67 with a 9. He's active, dude. 67 years old with a 9-year-old child. And how old are you? How old are you?
I'm 50.
Oh, you're 50. Okay, so that's not so terrible. Okay, I thought you sound like you're 25. I swear to God, I thought you were going to tell me you were 25 years old.
You sounded jealous, Brad.
I was sounding a little jealous there. I'm like, boy, this guy is really good. Yes.
Man goals, get
yes.
me now.
So unfortunately, the gremlins shut off my... So the poverty guidelines for 2017 is, let's see what it is. For a family, so he would be basically a family of 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if he earns over approximately $25,000, he should be fine. Approximately.
Approximately.
Yeah. If his Social Security is approximately over 25,000, he should be fine. If it's not, I mean, it's really probably closer to 24,000, but give it 25. I don't know what the poverty guidelines. I just looked at 2017, so I'm adding a couple of dollars for 2018. That's what just popped up on my computer first. But it's approximately $25,000. And if not, he can just get an affidavit of support from someone else.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome, and best of luck. Hold on if you need help. And the telephone number, we're taking your calls right now at 1-800-529-5465. Please tell a friend to tell a friend that we're going to be taking your calls. And if you're shy like me and you don't like to talk like me, you could always leave your questions on Facebook. Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, Belgium Kim are going to be talking with you. You can leave your questions, and they're going to be asking your questions to me in about 20 minutes or so. So you can call right now, and I'll talk to you personally if you got the guts to call. If not, you can just leave your question on Facebook, and we will be answering it. Let's go to Jermaine in Camden, New Jersey. Jermaine.
Hey, Brad.
How are you?
So I'm calling to ask. I have a I-551, right, which is a 2-year conditional visa to my wife. Can you hear me?
I hear you well, yes.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I have an I-551 visa, and I've been here a year and a half. However, my wife took me to court on Friday took me to divorce court for marriage fraud, but the answer is yet to be decided if the judge will have it annulled or what the decision is. So my question is, do you think I could get my 10-year?
No, because if you committed marriage fraud, then the marriage was void. If you get an annulment, the marriage is void. It never happened. So now if your wife is trying to be, the only way your wife, assuming you lived with her and it was a bona fide marriage, the only way your wife can screw you over is get an annulment based on fraud that you only married her for a green card, and if she's able to prove it, you will get deported. So you got to fight that annulment, especially if it's true, there's nothing to fight. But if it's not true and she's trying to be vindictive, you got to fight that.
Yes. So I've been fighting it in court, but I'm just waiting.
You have a good matrimonial lawyer, I hope, because your whole life depends on it.
Well, I didn't have one, but I went to court and I proved all the evidence.
Well, you know what? That's pretty silly of you. Okay, your wife brings you to court to get an annulment. It says this man committed fraud. If you go to court on your own, and if you lose, that's the end of you here. You will never live here in America again because it's already been proven in court that you committed fraud and you're going to get deported. Why would you ever show up without a lawyer? That makes no sense to me. Did you know the gravity of the situation that you were facing?
No.
No, well, hold on, because now you do. Hold on. All right, 1-800-529-5465. Paul in Newark, New Jersey. Hi, Paul.
Good evening. Good evening, bro.
How are you?
Good. It's Paul.
Paul, how are you? And by the way, the telephone number to call, I don't know why we're not streaming across, but apparently we're having all sorts of issues here technologically. But the telephone number to call, I will be taking your calls, is 1-800-529-5465. I would appreciate if the technical crew, if they can't scroll it on the bottom, please leave the number up so that way people know what telephone number to call. Paul, what can I do to help you?
Yeah, I just got one question for you, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to ask, will I going to get approved for work permit after divorcing my wife for 2 years now?
What about it?
Am I going to get approved for work permit if I got to put in my paperwork after divorcing my wife for 2 years because she filed for me 2 years ago to get my work permit?
Did you get a green card?
No, I did not.
Okay, so and your wife is divorcing you now?
Yeah, we divorced for like 2 years now.
Okay, so what is the question?
The question is that if I got to renew my work permit, am I going to get approved?
No, because your wife, you're divorced. Your adjustment, I am sure, at this point is denied. You will not get approved. You can only renew your work permit if you have a pending adjustment on a bona fide marriage, none of which is the case. You're divorced. You don't even have a marriage, let alone bona fide. Whether it's bona fide or not doesn't even matter. You're divorced. So you need to figure out a new way. Hold on. All right?
Okay, thank you.
Hold on. You need help. Hold on. Just like the other guy. Hold on. Let's go to Charmaine in the Bronx. Charmaine.
Yes, Brad. When you're going for an interview,
with the USCIS for your green card, and your medical is up about a week later, 7 days after. Is it okay to go without it, or you have to do it over?
What do you mean your medical is up? Your medical is good as long as it was done within the last year.
Yes, but it's like 7 days after.
After 1 year, then go to the
Yes.
doctor and bring a new one before your interview. That way you have no problem at the interview.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome. Let's go to Elizabeth in Norfolk, wherever Norfolk is. Norfolk, Virginia?
Nebraska.
Norfolk, Nebraska. Okay.
Yes.
What can I do to help you?
Yes, I received an I-797C, and it says type of notice is an affirmation notice, and I just don't understand what this means. It just says they're reaffirming the previous decision, but they're sending it back to state. What does that mean?
That means that you filed for your spouse?
Correct.
Okay, that means that they denied the visa petition, and they're sending it back to the Department of State to send back to USCIS to void the petition. They don't believe it's a real marriage.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. I guess you didn't want to know any more beyond that. Like, what do I do? Like, what do I do at this point? You know, they just said, I'm not in a real marriage with this man. They don't believe it's real. So I thought the follow-up question was going to be, I love this man. What should I do? But apparently she's...
Maybe it's because she doesn't love that man.
I don't know.
And she's like, ooh, they got me.
I don't know. All right, let's go to Stacy in Brooklyn, New York. Stacy.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Stacy.
How are you? I'm good. I have a question.
Go ahead.
I went for my interview with my spouse, who I petitioned for. We went to our interview March 6th of this year, and they told us they'll contact us within 120 days. We're still waiting. So I went online to check my status to see if anything came up, and I had contacted them a couple months before that, couple months before our interview date, and they're responding to that request. Like I had requested, to find out where we were back in November, and
Did you went on an interview with your spouse when?
Yeah.
When?
March 6th of this year.
Okay, where was the interview?
In Federal
Plaza. Okay.
Yeah.
And what happened at the interview? At the end, what did the officer say to you?
She just said we'll contact you in 120 days.
How do you think it went?
I know my husband was nervous.
All right, so
he was nervous.
If your husband
I
was
wasn't
nervous,
he
if your
was
husband
nervous.
was
I think he was nervous.
the immigration officer sensed the nervousness, like you're trying to hide
Yeah,
something. So
he was nervous, but our marriage is a real.
I'm sure it is.
You know.
I'm just telling you, this is what they sense. Okay.
Okay.
So my guess is if he was nervous,
Yeah,
then
he was
then
nervous.
they're probably going to schedule you for a Stokes interview, where they're going to separate you into two different rooms. That's my guess. If it's been March now, April, May,
Yeah.
you're only 60 days into it. Maybe you'll get an approval, okay? But they said you'll hear in 120 days. You got to give them the 120 days. So by July, you'll hear, and it's going to be one of two: either congratulations, you're approved, or
either or.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. My other question is, but his work authorization is up until June the 5th.
Renew it now.
How do we renew it?
An I-765.
I-765.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Now, what I'll also say to you is this, before you hang up on me. When you're either going to get an approval, or you're going to get a Stokes interview. If you get a Stokes interview, the same telephone number that you just called to ask me a question, you should be calling for a consultation. So make sure, you told me it's a real marriage, you're the U.S. citizen.
Yes, it is.
Then just make sure you pass. A lot of people in real marriages, if you ever watched the Bratified marriage segments where Belgium Kim goes out on the street and asks people questions, they fail those interviews. And people who are in real relationships.
I know my part was good, but he was nervous, and he remembered there's nothing to forget, but like he's like, what he stumbled on, which was crazy. He stumbled on my birthday. He said it backwards.
What do you
know,
say?
because he's used to writing.
He's used to writing day, month instead of month.
Yes,
day.
yes. So
but they should have figured that one out, no?
And but then he corrected himself,
right?
Because they didn't ask us like hard questions. Like
right.
all the questions that they asked us was right in front of them on the paper, and it's stuff that we knew. Like they asked me his date of birth, where was he born, does he have any children,
right?
How many siblings he have. Do I speak to his mom? Have I met his mom? I said, no, I couldn't meet her because she's in Grenada, you know.
Right.
And they asked him what kind of work I do, and, he was on point, what kind of work I do, my date of birth, and he said it backwards, and then he corrected himself. Mm-hmm. And they asked when we got married, who was there, and, and we had two friends that was there, and one of the friends was my friend that he didn't know that much, and the other friend was his friend. Right. And he said his friend's first and last name, and then he couldn't remember my friend's name. But then after he remembered her name, and he said it, and then that was the last question.
I wouldn't listen. They read body language very much, and they determine a lot based on body language. He got like one or two wrong, and then he fixed himself, and maybe he was nervous. Listen, you may get it. I don't know. I wasn't there, but don't be shocked if you get a second interview. If you get that second interview, make sure you're prepared well and make an appointment to come see me. All right. Hopefully we don't have to see you.
I never thought it wasn't hard on my part because this is basic questions. But I'm not a person that gets nervous. Right. I was nervous, but I don't think my nervousness showed as much as his nervousness showed. So anyway, well, if we get a second interview, we'll try to be more prepared. I'll call you and so forth. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What did you say that was for the renewal?
I-765.
I-765. Is that a fee with that again?
Well, send the fee in. A lot of times they return the fee.
And how much is that fee?
You're asking me. The one thing I am never good at, I will tell you the truth.
It's money. That's okay.
No, I'm good at money. I just don't remember filing fees. One second, I will. No, money I'm good at. All right. I don't know who's not good at money. Okay, I'm very good at money. I just don't remember filing fees. But you know what? We don't have anybody on hold right now, so I'm happy to look it up for you and chat with you for a second.
Thank you so much.
Let me look.
Because I had sent a request to them in April to find out the status, but I had also sent a request back in November. So they answered me with that November date of my request, but the answer they answered me says, "Oh, we're waiting for a date for your second interview." So I'm like, really?
Oh, so then that's the Stokes. So that's what I thought was going to happen. So you're going to get the Stokes. So you should make an appointment to come see us. Okay, and then when you come in, we'll help you with the work permit renewal. You're going to need you did it by yourself. You went through and you didn't pass. The second interview is a lot harder. So if you didn't pass the first one, without help, it's only getting worse. Come see us.
Oh yeah.
All right? Come see us.
All right.
Okay. And then we'll help you.
Much.
But by the way, the filing fee, just so you know, is $4.95.
Okay.
All right. But come see us. Hold on. All right. Nice woman there, Stacy. 1-800-529-5465 is the number. We have a whole bunch of people who have not called. A whole bunch of people. I know you're out there, but there's a lot of people who have yet to call who said they would.
Yeah.
Or thought that they would, because we have 11 open lines. It's one of those. It's weird because Monday usually we get.
A
bunch of calls. Monday's the call day.
All the weekend traffic.
Right. I don't know if we had a late start today. We have resolved everybody's immigration issues. Nobody cares. I'm not sure. But if you call right now, 1-800-529-5465, our lines are open, and we will be able to speak with you. Let's go to Sean in West Hempstead, New York. Sean.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. I came in, of course, for a consultation. I'm sure you remember me from a few months ago.
You're saying I'm sure I do remember you?
I guess, because I called a lot.
Okay.
But anyway.
All right. When I hear your story, I don't recognize the voice, but I'm not,
Okay.
I'll hear your story. I'll remember.
Okay. So I went in for another consultation with another lawyer in Long Island, in Garden City, and he gave me all negative news with my situation. I just haven't my green. I went to Jamaica to my grandmother's funeral in 2004, and they took my green card from me when I came back into the U.S. So, hello?
Yeah, I'm listening to
Hello?
you. I'm listening to you.
Hold on.
I'm holding.
Hello?
Yes, I'm still here.
I'm sorry, Brad.
Yeah.
Okay, so they took my green card, and I haven't done anything about the situation.
Well,
and
what did I tell you?
you told me just come into your office and do the consultation, and I spoke to Shannon, and you guys gave me all positive advice. You guys didn't give me anything negative. You guys didn't make me feel scared or nervous.
So why would you go for a second consultation? And
Because I
then
wanted to
freak
get
out?
a second opinion. I want to get a second opinion.
All right, so what would you like me?
So-
What would you like me to tell you today?
Okay. I want to know. All right. This lawyer, he called another number and he asked me for my alien number, and they said I had a case in 2007 because I went back to immigration court in 2007. I don't remember. So they said my case is closed, but I've never done anything about it. So what he says, I need the information, the Information Act thing. I went online and I looked at it.
Act request, yeah.
Right, the CD, right. So what do you think I should do?
I think
I know. Come down there and do.
I think you
my
should
thing.
hire. I think you should hire a lawyer that gives you confidence. Why are you going to a lawyer and dealing with a lawyer who doesn't give you confidence? So you're just shooting yourself in the foot. So you can keep shooting yourself in the foot, or you can come see us. I mean, those are your choices. Hold on.
That's what I'm calling you now.
All right, hold on.
I'm sorry.
No problem. Hold on. All right. What should I do?
He just called you to ask you if
I ain't
he
even
should
gonna say
hire
nothing.
you or the lawyer
Lawyer
that
doesn't
made
give
him
him-
not
give-
feel
feel
good.
good.
that was.
Brad Squad, why don't you answer that?
Yeah,
All
you
right,
got this.
Marie in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Marie,
Hi, good afternoon.
how are you?
I'm doing good, sir. So my question is, I entered the U.S. in 2000. I was 16 years old, and my mom got her citizenship, but I got married. So I wanted to know, do I qualify for the DACA, or I'm not qualified anymore?
Did you ever apply for DACA?
No, I never did.
And you were how old when you came in 2000?
16 years old.
All right, you had you're not gonna qualify because you had Well, how old are you now?
34.
You're 34 years old. The problem is that they're not really accepting the DACA applications anymore. How come you never filed anything previously?
My mom had filed for me, but I turned 21, and 7 days later, she got her green card.
When did your mom file for you?
When I turned, she filed when we came here.
When did you come here? In 2000?
Yes.
Okay. And how did your mom get her green card? Who sponsored her?
The church.
Okay. So you're grandfathered in. You're still 245I. Has your mom turned around and filed a green card for you?
No, they said my case was closed, and I got married.
You got married to a citizen?
Yes.
And what happened with that case?
It's a long story with that one. So I was just wondering, should I come?
Because you're grandfathered under 245I, so you have a lot of ways to get a green card. So you're in a lot better shape than most. So hold on one second, okay? All right. 1-800-529-5465. Wise Asset Lindo saying, David, you too bad. What's going on there?
Because David told Sean to stop playing around, spend the money to get a good lawyer.
I agree.
And so everybody was like, yeah, dude, why are you calling to ask Brad if he's the best? He's obviously the best. We're all here to tell you he's
Remember,
the best.
I asked Brad Squad to give their opinions, so that was...
Yes,
They sure did.
Right.
They sure did.
They sure give their opinions, that is for sure. All right, so now we're ready for social media check-in. Let's get into our social media check-in. All the questions that were asked of Belgium, Kim, and Yadavid Yo-Yo Elias. We're going to be answering those right now, and we're starting with who?
We're starting with Yo-Yo. Oh, are we starting
Ladies
with me?
first.
All right.
Oh, hey, that's really sweet. Marva would like to know, hey, Brad, I'm a green card holder, but I recently applied for my passport in Jamaica. But when I got it back, the name that's on my green card is, there's a difference in it has my former surname on it. It says that I was born with my other surname instead of my married name. So could I still travel even though the documents don't match up?
Yeah, just make sure you have your marriage certificate with you so you match everything up if they question why this name is this and your green card is this and something is else.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, I have one from Ahmed Smari. Hi, Brad. I just did an I-751 fingerprints. How long does it take for the USCIS to hear from FBI about fingerprints?
It should take 90 days, but it's right now 120.
We've got Chris who says, good afternoon. My question is, I want to ask if my mom filed for me on October 10th of 2012, I'd like to know how many months or years I have left to wait. She's currently a citizen, which I'm assuming she will stay a citizen.
About a year.
All right. I have one from Khadija.
Khadija.
Uh-huh. All right. Hello. I got an I-797 CNOA. You got that?
I-797.
CNOA.
CNOA?
So I-797-CNOA.
Notice of approval.
There you go.
Hey!
Testing you, Brad.
Yes. Okay.
Testing you. Okay, so she...
Yes,
ding, ding,
thank
ding.
you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
All right, so she got
Took me
that-
for a second. I had to think about it. Okay.
You got it. So she got that today.
Congratulations.
Okay, that's good. So then that means that's good. She wanted to know what this means.
You got approved.
Okay.
That's what it means. I don't know what you filed, but whatever you filed got approved.
Okay.
You can give us more information about what you filed, and I'll tell you what got approved.
Ma has a question you're not going to like, and I don't have any more information even though I asked for more.
Why
so
would I?
don't
Why are you
ask
going to
me.
ask me a question I'm not going to like?
Because I'm going to ask you a question and you're going to ask me all a bunch of these follow-up questions that I don't have answers to. And so
Okay.
you're going to be like, why are you asking me this question? Because it's a question that got asked. Ma Dukes says, my friend who is a Jamaican citizen is living legally in the UK and wants to know how to get a US visa.
Ma Dukes. Are you serious? You watch all the time. Next question. I want to know how to get a visa. What kind of visa? What does he want to do here? Or she do here? How long does he want to stay? What are we talking about? Sorry, Ma Dukes. You need more info.
Aw.
Oh, why are you going? Oh, it's like look, you look like your dog is dying or something. Like, oh, poor doggy.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
You're like,
tough love, I guess. My Dukes. Sorry.
Brad's the king of tough love.
I know, this is true.
Honest love.
All right, I have another one from Ahmed. Hi, Brad. I filed an I-751 jointly in March 2008. I have joint bills and a baby with my wife. How long will it take to get a 10-year green card with Vermont office?
How long have they been married?
Does not say, but he does say that they have joint bills and a baby together.
Well, I don't know how long they've been married, because if you've been married for less than 2 years, you're only getting a 2-year green card. If you were married for more than 2 years, you're getting a 10-year green card.
So let's say
you're
it's
not
over 2 years then, because he said
are
10
they
year.
Are they in the United States or they're somewhere else?
Doesn't say, but let's say they're in the United States.
Well, if they're in the United States, it would be they have to file an adjustment, so it's not through the Vermont Service Center. If it's thank you very much. If they're in another country, it's about a year and change. But it also depends on how long you've been married, whether you'll get a 2-year or 10-year.
Also, quick service announcement for everybody asking. We do know we're having sound issues. We're trying to work through it. Bear with us. We're hoping to get it solved.
Bear with us.
Bear. We've got a question from Maureen who says, next year in June will be 5 years I've been in the U.S. When should I start applying for my citizenship? And how long does it take for them to give the book to study? And how much time will I have to study for the interview? Ooh, she's nervous.
You file 90 days before your 5-year anniversary. You can get the book when you get the forms from immigration. You'll have about 8 or 9 months to study. You should be okay. I was going to make a joke.
No.
But no. But then I said everybody's on equal ground and nobody can hear me.
Right.
But then I said, that wouldn't be fair.
That's true. That wouldn't be fair.
Okay, I have one from Simon Blair. I'm a UK citizen and I'm traveling to Canada soon. Can I apply for a US visa while there so I can visit relatives in the UK?
They are what? In the what?
I think he meant in the US, but he did say in the UK.
So he wants to go, he's asking me about UK immigration?
No. So he's a UK citizen. I think he meant he wanted to visit relatives in the US while he's in Canada. So let's just say
Yeah,
it's in
and
the
if
US.
as long as you have a British passport, you can just go on the ESTA system and you can come for 90 days.
Ma gave us a quick update, and I'm sorry I didn't see your follow-up before, Ma. She said her friend has no family here, no job plans, but she's just looking for a visitor's visa.
If they're from the UK, you just, your UK passport, you just go online and you get the ESTA. It's a very simple thing.
She's just living legally in the UK, but she's a Jamaican citizen.
Then
so
you would
she's
have,
got a
then you would
Jamaican
need
passport.
to go. Then you would need to go to the U.S. Embassy and prove that you're living lawfully in London, England, or wherever you are in the UK, that you have a good job and you have a really good reason to return to the UK after your visit.
All right, I have one from Bernard Richard. Can I file an I-130 with an affidavit of support at the same time?
Why would you file an I-130 and an affidavit of support? You do an affidavit of support when you are applying for your green card. An I-130 is not applying for the green card, so you would do an affidavit of support with an adjustment of status application, or you would do an affidavit of support at with the National Visa Center before you get the visa appointment in another country. But you don't do the affidavit of support with the I-130.
Asset is wondering, Brad, would you advise a person fill out their forms one at a time and send them in one at a time, or as one big packet?
One big packet. If you fill it out one at a time, you're not getting too far. One big packet.
Okay, Zhang says, hello, I'm a J1 visa. My program will end in June 2019. Is there a way that I can stay here after the program? I have a son who's a U.S. citizen, and we have a 2-year rule.
You got all sorts of issues. The first step is you got to get rid of the 2-year home residence requirement, or there's nothing we can do to help you. So first step is let's figure out how to get rid of the 2-year home residence requirement, and then we can figure out how to get you to stay here. Definitely need a consultation.
Vicky says, I'm almost a year in the States now. I'm here on an immigrant visa and I'm a green card holder. I want to get my son, who is in the Philippines and 34 years old, here with me. How do I go about doing that?
Well, you can file an I-130 for your son, but if you do, it's going to take from the Philippines 8-9 years. Maybe there's a job sponsorship in his future. I don't know.
Okay, Akin Renad. I hope I got that right. Stacey Ann Robinson. She was saying something.
Yeah, just keep going. Keep going.
Okay. Okay, sir, I'm in the state here in Houston, Texas, and I have a VAWA case. VAWA?
VAWA.
Okay,
Violence Against Women's Act.
Okay, a VAWA. Spelled it wrong. Case pending since 2016 in October, and I received a letter stating intent to deny based on different reasons. What can I do? I've respond to the letter.
Hire a lawyer. They want to deny you because you haven't proven either that it's a that you were an abused spouse, or that it was a bona fide marriage, or that you have good moral character, or maybe a combination of the three. It's when you need a good lawyer.
Stacey Ann is taking a break from studying from finals to come in and ask us a question.
Really?
She is. She's like, sorry, I haven't been here. I've been studying for finals.
I
But
thought it would be funnier. It's like, I'm taking my finals right now, and they're asking some immigration questions. Can you help me cheat?
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be really cool. So Stacey Ann is saying, can a 19-year-old file for her husband since the age to file for someone is 21? That's
absolutely. A 19-year-old can file for a husband. The age to file for 21 is if you're filing for a parent, not if you're filing for a spouse. Aha!
Hi, I did not know that one. We've never gotten that question before.
Yes.
All right, Lisa Brown. Hi, I came here on a student visa and I'm now out of status. My husband is currently going through the process of getting his citizenship. What are my current options?
The best thing to do is just wait until your husband becomes a citizen, then let him file an adjustment application. Hang tough.
Hang tough. That's easier said than done. But
By the way, Bradshaw Live, I'm just looking at the numbers here, is may surpass law offices of Spar and Bernstein with total viewership. It's getting close.
Whoa.
It's getting
share.
very, very
All you gotta
close.
do is share.
Right.
Make it happen.
I would hate to see Bradshaw Live overtake Spar and Bernstein.
That would be.
I would actually like to see it.
There's a lot more followers on Spar and Bernstein than Bradshaw Live.
That means you just got to represent.
Share,
Brad
yeah,
Squad.
represent.
That's true, Brad. That would
be weird.
That would be weird,
yes,
wouldn't it?
Yeah, because we have 90,000 followers on Spar and Bernstein,
Yeah.
and only about 11,000 on Bradshaw Live.
Can you?
But together, we're over 100,000
That's
people
amazing.
between Spar and Bernstein and Bradshaw Live that likes and follows us every day.
And
That's amazing.
and that's 100,000 people you've helped, and that doesn't count the other tens of thousands of people
That
that
don't
you've
follow
helped
me
that don't
that
have
I've
us on
also
Facebook.
helped.
Right.
That I've also helped.
Right.
There you
That's
go.
crazy. Amalani would like to know, I just want to know how I can get help. I came here with a visa and ended up getting married to a green card holder, and unfortunately he died. I have 2 kids by him and 4 more to a U.S. citizen. 4 of them have jobs. This is like a math problem.
Okay, wait, are any of them over 21? Any of the children over 21?
I'm not sure. It says that yes, probably, because 4 of them have jobs, and
So
then
I assume you're not 10 years old and have a job.
Right.
Right. So we got to extrapolate some of the information here.
Absolutely.
So I would assume that the U.S. citizen children, sons and daughters, would be able to file for her. Perhaps also the husband, who is a permanent resident, filed for her, and then another child can take that case over. It depends on what the situation is. But yeah, it sounds like we can help her.
Okay. You knew exactly what she was going to ask before.
That's great.
She asked it.
All right, I have one from Anna. Hi, is it possible for an F1 visa to file for a parole? Do you have an office here in SoCal?
An F1 visa? Apply for parole?
Yes.
What do you mean? What kind of parole?
Hey, Anna, what kind of parole?
What are you talking about? And is it an F1 you're talking about you're on a student visa? Or an F1 you're in the F1 category, someone filed an I-130 for you? And no, I do not have an office in Southern California, but I do have a telephone that reaches Southern California, and we do phone consultations from all over the United States, including Southern California, and help people in all 50 states.
Yo-Yo's greatest admirer, Chin Carter, has a question. She said,
My greatest?
yeah, on Friday she said that you should give her a call.
Oh.
Just so you know. Chin says, what does it mean when immigration says that a visa has been revoked?
Exactly what it means. It's been revoked.
What exactly does that entail?
That means you don't have
I'm
the
trying.
visa anymore because they took it back because you did something wrong. That's basically, it's a bad thing. It's not a good thing. All right, let's do one more question each.
Perfect. I got one more left.
One more, okay.
Malu. I think it is Malu. All right.
I bet you pondered that.
I did ponder a bit. Hello, I filed an I-751 last December 2016. Did my fingerprints on January 2017, and my 2-year visa or my 2-year green card expired last March 2017, but I haven't heard anything from USCIS until now.
And he's trying to remove the conditions? Is that where we're at with him?
Yes.
Okay, well, it should take about 18 months. If it's more than 18 months, I didn't get all the dates, but if it's more than 18 months, he should call us. But it's an 18-month process right now to remove the conditions.
Maria says, can a permanent resident file for her husband if she's 20 years old? This is the same different person, but same question.
Yes. Yes. Why not?
19, 20?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so let's go to, we have Franzel in Miami, Florida, has been waiting a long time. Franzel, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. I thought the cops were like after you or something. what the heck was that?
Yeah. My question is, and then I was applying for asylum, but I didn't qualify, and then I was applying for special immigrant, and then when they did GPS, and I was applying for the GPS. So I want to know if there's any other program, or if I can marry with my fiancé and to get my green card?
Well, you could always get married to get a green card if your fiancé is a U.S. citizen and you're in a bona fide marriage. Are you Haitian?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and you did not get the TPS and you did not get the asylum. Were you ordered deported? Are you living here with an order of deportation right now?
No, but now I'm still have the GPS right now.
Okay, so how did you come to the United States?
I'm sorry?
How did you come to America?
Oh, and I was across the border.
Okay, and since you got the TPS, have you traveled home and back on advance parole?
I did.
You did. Okay, yes. If you marry, because you made a legal entry in the United States on advance parole, and if you marry a U.S. citizen, you can adjust your status here, and we can totally help you. And you should be thinking about that very, very, very long and hard, simply because, you know, TPS for Haitians is going to end soon. So hold on. We can help you. All right. So with that said, I had a discussion recently with a social media influencer by the name of Maria Jose Ovalle. And she's the creator of the vlog. Blog. It's not a vlog, it's a blog.
It's a blog.
Okay, a blog called Very Busy Mama.
Okay.
And she is a busy mama. She's also a Chilena, I'm pronouncing it right.
So her YouTube channel is La
got this.
Chilena Gringa.
I got it, but I can't talk if someone's talking to me also. All right, and her YouTube channel is La Chilena Gringa. Let's watch. So with us today is Maria Jose Ovalle. She is a Chilean mother of three living in Washington, D.C. area. She's the creator of the blog Very Busy Mama, and she is now a social media influencer. Her YouTube channel, La Chilena Gringa, has garnered tens of thousands of followers who enjoy her humorous short videos about glimpses into her life as a very busy mama. So with us today, Maria Jose, to talk about her background and being a very busy mama. Welcome, Maria Jose. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm good. I just came from the playground, so from the playground to this, so that's definitely busy mama.
And I know you told me you apologized ahead of time. You were trying to put your 2-year-old down, and she's having a little issues, and you're trying to do your thing as well,
right.
And that's being a busy mama, right?
That's right.
First of all, congratulations being nominated for the Tekla Award at this year's Hispanicize. For those of you who don't know, the Tekla Award honors excellence in U.S. Latino online videos, blogging, media marketing, and those who create it. So how did that make you feel, getting an award and doing all of this?
It was absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, I obviously knew people had nominated me, but I only started this new venture with the videos a year ago. And the people that made the finals, like the 4 of us, have been around for a long time, and they have, millions of followers. And so the fact that obviously it's based on content, but still it was a huge, this is what you need to do moment, because the fact that I made it as a finalist, and absolutely, I was just mind blown. So extremely happy. It's nice to be validated.
Validation. Yeah, validated what you're doing. It made you feel very good for sure. And you're definitely on the right track about the videos and what you're doing and the content that you're providing. One of your videos went viral, I understand, with your son. Tell us a little bit about it, and then maybe you can let us watch a little bit of it.
Sure. So just a quick background. I've been in the blogosphere for about 10 years. So
right.
I know how all this works, and I know that content is king, but it's luck. When something goes viral, it's luck. And I actually had no idea and zero expectations when I did those videos, like a lot of people say, but it's the truth. And much less the one with my son. One night I couldn't sleep because I kept getting like bings on my phone, like bing, bing, bing.
Right.
And I was like,
that's
strange.
What the heck's going on here, right?
And it was literally like comments coming into that video, but I couldn't find the source of the binging. I was like, it's not Facebook. It's because I never had any success or any engagement on YouTube ever in my 10 years.
Right. Do you know how it got started, the viral? People just liked it and started sharing it with their friends, or you have no idea how it all just began?
I think it's like those people say, they saw, like, the title was like, a gringo child speaks Chilean Spanish.
Okay.
And those key words like gringo, Chilean Spanish are very, very unique. So if you're searching for something related to Chile or Chilenos, that's going to pop up. And I think the fact that it was like this little blonde-haired, blue-eyed American kid talking with his mom, talking about specifically not Spanish words, but Chilean words. I think that's what gave it the extra oomph, because it literally went viral more in Chile than it did here among Chilenos.
Is there a difference between Spanish and Chilean Spanish?
There's a difference between Spanish and every single Spanish.
Really?
So it's like American English, Irish English, British English,
Right.
Australian English, all of that,
Right.
all of that, except times 16, 18, 20, how many countries do we have in Latin America and Spain? We were talking about Chilean words that my American gringo son finds funny.
Okay.
And so that was sort of something probably they had never seen before, especially with a child.
If we watch this video that went viral, let's watch a little bit of it, and then you can tell us a little bit about it.
Santa Rita. Santa Rita. Rita. Santa Rita. Ri. Rita. Rápido ruedan las ruedas. Rápido ruedan las ruedas. Ay,
That's very cute. How old was he?
He's 9.
He's
that
9.
was about, yeah. And so basically, the whole premise is that I'm saying, like, I'm Chilean, I was raised in the U.S., and I want my children to at least know and understand Spanish. And so, you know, the R is a hard thing for any non-native speaker. And my son gets my humor. He's a good sport.
How did you teach him the R's? Because I can't even do it. You have to roll the R. You go like that, right?
It's hard.
The R is very
it's hard. And there's a lot of like tongue twisters that we would do as children in school to help you.
Like
with that.
what? Give me one.
Like I was saying to him, it's like rápido ruedan las ruedas el ferrocarril, and it's just saying like. Loose translation is just saying that the wheels of the train are rolling fast,
Right.
but like they all have cars in them, so it makes sense.
Rapido.
So
Am I doing it right?
Yeah,
Rapido. I can't do it.
Rápido ruedan las ruedas.
Right. If I went.
It's hard.
If
I grew up here, and I had to overcome that because I could not master that R growing up because I grew up here, and it was the one thing I felt like I was like, I need to nail this, and
Now I'm a gringo, right? And you are a gringa. Is it unusual to be a gringo from Chile?
You mean white?
Yeah.
No.
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 So okay. So and your blog is called La Chilean Gringa, right?
Yeah, that's just YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
So it's just video.
All right. So why the name? It's not an unusual thing for you to be. Why'd you come up with that name?
It's not about me necessarily being white. It's just that I grew up here, and so appearances matter, and we know that it really does come. No one thinks I'm Chilean or Latina because they have a certain idea of what a stereotypical person from Latin America might look like, which is incorrect. But then in Chile, when I'd go visit, everyone's like, "Oh, La Gringa's here," just because I lived in the U.S., not because
of the color of your skin.
Yeah, it's just I look like everybody else, but
Right.
or people, even my friends would introduce me, be like, "Oh, this is my cousin Maria Jose. She's Chilena, but she's gringa. She lives in the United States." And so it was always like, "Hey, la Chilena gringa." And so that's it's almost a joke on myself because it caused like such identity disruption growing up.
When you go to South America now, or even Central America, is when somebody refers to you as a gringa or a gringo, are they saying that you're a white person, or they're saying you're an American now?
Well, that's the thing. This is actually a very good question, and I brought this up, and I'm like, because people leave me really mean comments and like, stop saying you're gringa,
Right.
you are so Chilena, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, exactly. Is it the skin? Is it because you're from the States? And so it's kind of a mix of both, because when we would go, they're like, ay, tan gringo. Like my family would be like, oh, you guys are so used to certain things that you're so gringo. Like that's in a gringo custom. So I think it's also a matter of an appearance and that you live in the United States. We were talking about this actually Hispanicized with another Latina who she's from El Salvador. She's like, I know I'm Latina, I have that color. But she's like, when she goes to El Salvador, her cousins be like, ay, la gringa. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm not gringa. I don't look gringa. But it was because she lived in the U.S. And she had an accent when she spoke Spanish. Yeah.
So a black American, if they went down, somebody who was born in America, a black American went to Chile, would they be a gringo or they would not be a gringo?
They would be a gringo, but they'd probably refer to him as like a negro or like a gringo negro. It's not like a black and white issue in the sense like it's not clear. I still don't know.
It's very confusing to me because I was in Colombia last year. I went to Cartagena and I visited some friends and they go, hey, the gringo's here. And I thought they were just calling me the white guy. And then I said, wait a second, you're white also. What are you talking about? And they're like, no, it's also American.
No, you're from the United States.
Right, right.
I mean, it is the term originally started, to distinguish the
people are
the American.
native of South America and Central America versus somebody born in the United States, I guess.
Yeah, and also they say it to like if you're British too, like a gringo.
British would be a gringo too.
Yeah, because they're European. So yeah, it's
hard
up to interpretation.
Yeah, it's hard to put your finger on that one, huh? But you know a gringo when you see one, right?
That's right, but sometimes looks can be deceiving.
That's right.
So.
That's right. And people think you're a gringa, but you're actually Chilean.
In Chile, we were normal middle-class family. My mother worked as a French teacher. She had graduated from college. And my father, he worked as a civilian in the Navy. Just tough economic times. My father had 2 brothers here that were a lot younger than him. They're like, hey, come over here. We've got like a job for you with the Chilean embassy. So it wasn't like, oh my God, we have to leave this country. It was, my dad was like, yeah, all right. And then my mom always joked, she's like, and your dad always liked gringo stuff, so he was gonna go real fast. We were very fortunate because when we arrived with like visas. We arrived into a fully furnished apartment. We had a car. My father had a job.
So you didn't need, there was no struggle.
Anybody starting over, there's a struggle, like not knowing the language.
You didn't speak any English when you came.
No, I mean, I was a child. I think for kids, it doesn't affect you as much. I was 4 going on 5, and my brother was 18 months. But my mother, not a word of English. And she's like, I had a whole career and nothing now. And my father had a job with the Chilean embassy and the naval mission. So he was in a mini Chile in DC. Like he almost felt like at home.
So how long did you stay in the United States? I know you stayed for a little bit and then went back to Chile, right?
Yeah. So it was about 5 years. So about 88, we went back.
When you went back to Chile, was there some sort of culture shock growing up in the United States, coming here as a 4-year-old?
It was a mix of both. My mother, we only spoke Spanish because that's all they knew. And she taught me how to read and write. She saw early on that I had like an ability to sort of go back and forth between 2 languages. She always talked about her family. And I remembered, my grandmother, my grandparents, because I was a little bit older. I had memories. We had a very strong presence about their lives in Chile in our home in the States. So my mother constantly talked about that. So literally when we went back, I was like, oh, there's Mama, my grandma. Like I knew them, but I hadn't seen them. And I actually felt extremely comfortable being around them because I'd been hearing about them for so long. But the life itself was completely different.
What was life like in Chile compared to life in the United States as a kid? You saw both sides.
Just little things like here, everything's like prim and proper, especially where we lived in the DC area, nicely cut grass. Things were there I felt like were real, I saw garbage on the streets, which I know sounds like it wasn't even a lot, but here they're like, pick up your litter. People give you the mean eye if you like drop a piece of paper. We walked everywhere. We lived in a city. Here we were in the suburbs. And the biggest shock of all is that we lived in an apartment on the 5th floor with no elevator in Chile. And I was like, what?
Wow. So now you moved back, but I understand from reading in the notes that you would go back to Chile in the summers here in the United States, but it was actually the winter in Chile when you would go back. So how was that? Like, finally, I just lived through this horrible winter here on the Northeast, and now I got to go back to more horrible winter in Chile.
Basically. Now looking back, I am beyond thankful. I would not even be sitting here with you talking about this. I would just be like, yeah, I'm Chilean. I moved here when I was young, and that's it. Obviously, we are so far south, and I understand if people don't think about it. People will be like, didn't you go to your country or something? And I'm like, yeah, it's like all the way at the ends of the earth. We actually, we have 4 seasons and a proper winter. So
it's like being in Canada, but in the South Pole, because it gets colder as you get closer to the poles and further away from the equator. Now, we have a video of you. Okay, let's watch and then you can tell us what it is.
Venga, que con tu papá te tenemos una sorpresa. Oh my God, is it a car? Okay. I really want a car, mami. Oh my God, claro que no es un auto, cabra tonta. ¿Cómo se te ocurre que te van a comprar un auto? Segura y tan buena estudiante que eres tú. Este verano vas a ir a Chile. That's a surprise, going to Chile for like the whole summer.
So what did we just watch?
Basically, it's kind of like a culmination of many other Chileans I know. And, because we are, unlike other Latin American countries, we are so far away. And so I always tell my other Latina friends, I'm like, you're lucky. You can get on a plane and be at home in 5 hours. I got to do this whole, 24-hour trek. And a lot of families like mine, we would be like, they're like, yeah, you're going to Chile. And that was the summer that I was going to Chile by myself. My parents sent me for like the whole winter, like 2.5 months. And I was like, what? And it's just, I mean, I knew it was winter there, but I kind of made the culmination, like when the Chilean parents were like out of Chile, they're like, you know, we want to send you to Chile to get to know your country, our country. You're going to have a great time. And then you're 15, you want to go to the beach with your friends. And then you realize, wait, it's winter there. And then you realize the awesomeness of it being seeing your family. I had my first drink in Chile because there wasn't a strict then, you know, I smoked my first cigarette, all these things.
Right.
And you felt like you started liking it despite, you know, you missed your summer though.
So you're obviously Caucasian. It's not a shock to anybody who's watching here. And and so now you consider yourself Hispanic? Do you consider yourself white? Do you consider yourself Chilean? Do you consider yourself a Latina, Hispanic? When somebody says describe yourself, well, how do you describe yourself, and tell us why?
That's a good question, and it's something I have actually never really known how to answer, ever. Because, like you said, racially I'm white. My mother is first-generation Chilean of German immigrants, like many people in the United States, except she was born in Chile.
Right.
My grandparents are German. And on my father's side, you know, he's born in Chile, but back along the generational lines, you know, Spanish mixed with German. So racially, yeah, I'm white. And growing up, the term Latino was extreme. And I lived in the DC area. There were not a lot of like middle-class Latinos educated. They were either extremely poor, and then they were also like the gangs. And so I was like, of course I'm not Latina. Like it didn't even enter my mind that I was Latina. I was like, I'm Chilean. And so I actually didn't ever use the term Latina, ever. I mean, I refused. And my father to this day is like, I'm not Latino, I'm Chileno. And my mother's like, I don't know what I am. I don't know. She's just like, and so when it comes to, she's like, yo no sé, yo no sé.
Right.
When it comes time to check the box, you know, I kind of, in the past few years, I've kind of gotten like, I will put like white Hispanic or white Latina, or like, because they give you options and then they have others. So I will just, or if you can put like white and Hispanic.
Do you think the color of your skin makes you say, well, I'm not really a Latina, or I'm not really Hispanic, or that has nothing to do with it? Or is it just your experience of living more in the United States than Chile? Or is it just more that you're Chilean and Chileans feel they're Chilean and not Hispanic?
So I do feel Latina now. I just had to come to realization with what that term meant. Because growing up, it was a negative thing. It was like literally the gangs. And I mean, I was like, of course we're not gonna.
It's funny. I don't look at it as a negative. Maybe when I was younger. Maybe I don't recall. But as a middle-aged man here in 2018, I don't look at it as a negative term.
Well, exactly. And now I don't.
Right.
Now I see it as someone who, I'm part of the bigger picture. I'm part of, other Latin Americans, and we share a language and customs to certain degrees. We're not all exactly the same, but I do consider myself a Latina woman. But I didn't for a long time. And then my father still doesn't. He's like, why do you say that? And I'm like, Bobby, he for him, it's not a good thing. I think it's more other people's problems that they don't accept it. I will always tell people, I'm like, I'm Chilean. I'll never say I'm Latina first. I'm just like, I'm Chilean. They're like, oh, you're Latina. I'm like, yeah. And I think me being white hinders their ability to comprehend that I could be Latina. And they're like, oh, but you're like half white. I'm like, no, I was like born in Chile. And then my joke is like, well, there are white people in Latin America, and move on.
There's white people in Jamaica, and they consider themselves Jamaican. I've seen them. I've met them.
I mean, there's also, just like in Africa, there are obviously white Africans.
That's right.
It is a tricky topic, and I think it's more other people's issues because I'm fine with who I am now, but,
So you wrote actually about this a little bit. You wrote in Pop Sugar magazine, you described an experience in a grocery store which really summed it up, your life as a Chilean gringa in America. Can you explain to us what you wrote in that article and what happened in this grocery store?
I was with my kids, and my kids are whiter than me, blonde hair, blue eyes, but I speak to them in Spanish, and we were talking in Spanish, and I could see like someone like just staring at us and just kind of following us, very extremely interested, and could not stop staring at us. And finally he's like, oh, excuse me, he's like, I heard you speaking. He's like, what is that? That sounds so beautiful. And I was like, oh, it's Spanish. He's like, for real? He's like, I took Spanish in high school. That doesn't sound like Spanish. I'm like, oh, well, it is. He's like, oh, that's good. He's like, so are you like a Spanish major? I'm like, oh, no, I'm Chilean. And then he was just mind blown. He could not get.
Was he mind blown because he never really stopped to hear how beautiful Spanish can be, or he had a predisposition to what Spanish is because it's coming from somebody maybe with browner skin or even black skin.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's like, oh, well, he's like, you don't look, and then his next thing he's like, you don't look Latina, and I'm like, yeah, I was like, yeah, it's like white people, they're white Latinos too, and he was a good sport about it, but he was just like, whoa, he's like, you learn something new every day, and he walked away.
So now, yeah, I mean that's shows a lot of bias on obviously on people, and your children are growing up in I guess you would call it a mixed cultural household, and your husband is an American citizen. So
yeah, he's white from Wisconsin.
So having an American father, a Chilean mother, what kind of lessons are the kids learning? Are they learning about the Chilean background? Maybe your older son, does he consider himself a Chilean American? Does he call himself an American? What does he call himself?
It's so funny because a few weeks ago at his soccer, he was talking to the coach, but I don't know what they were saying. And suddenly he comes running down the field and he's like, to my husband, I wasn't there, goes, Papi, am I American? And I was like, oh. And Brian was like, yeah. And then he went to the coach. He's like, yeah, he's American, but he's half Chilean. And the coach was like, oh. He always says he's from Chile. He's funny. He's like, I'm from Chile and Wisconsin. So he says we're a Chilean-Wisconsin family.
Okay, all right.
Like, the American part doesn't even play into it yet. It's really funny because he's like, no, we're Chilean-Wisconsin.
So what is it because of you? Does he recognize it himself, or is there certain things you do at the house? Or with, obviously with Spanish, obviously, other things as well that you do to encourage, that he knows the culture he comes from. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, well, like I said, we do the one parent, one language technique, which is my husband will always speak English to them, and I always speak in Spanish to them. They know I speak English because they can hear me, but to them, my relationship with them is in Spanish.
So you can't go to your kids in Spanish, oh, don't listen to Daddy, he's crazy, and he won't know what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't get away with that.
We can't have like deep conversations about life, but he will understand that. Like he gets it.
Right.
And also my parents live here and they speak in Spanish to my children. Right. And we talk about Chile all the time, and we're going in July. So they do feel like it's part of them, and it's and my grandparents are still alive, and my son remembers a little bit because he went when he was 4. So I feel like they're really proud of it. And my son is also in a bilingual school. And so he gets to, have classes in Spanish, which is a really big deal for me. Yeah.
Going to Chile is on my bucket list. I heard Patagonia is absolutely gorgeous. So one
day.
Yeah,
we're not going there. We're not having that much fun.
Yeah. One day I want to get there. So before I let you go, and I really appreciate everything you've talked about here. You were born in Chile. You came here as a kid. You came home. You came back. You're now in this mixed cultural household. You're speaking Spanish to your kids. Your husband's speaking English to the kids. You're blogging about being a very busy mama, plus not only a very busy mama, which we can see, also a very busy mama who's teaching their kids their cultural background and heritage. Have you reached your American dream? And if you haven't, tell us what it is.
I'm living my American dream. The fact that I have a family and that I can share this other world with them, I believe is part of the American dream. And I think historically with the American dream, we know that a lot of immigrants would come and would try to Americanize as much as possible to fit in which I understand my grandfather did the same thing coming from Germany. He tried to become Chilean as much as possible, even changed his name. But I think the beauty now of the American dream is that we can all live here despite everything that's happening and keep what makes us stand out or original, or without having to give up a part of you that is special to me, and that is being in Chile and knowing Spanish. And I think that is my American dream, and having a family and raising good children, and healthy kids, and that will have a good life and get a good education. And we see so many things around the world right now where children, they can't even go to school.
That's right.
Or
living in wars, or have no hope for any future.
In wars, and exactly, there is hope for the future.
Congratulations again on your nomination in the Tekla Award. Can you let all the Brad Show viewers know where, if they want to watch some of your videos, where they can find you on the internet?
Sure. So on the easiest place is on Facebook, and it's La Chilena Gringa. Just type that in, and it's Chile with an NA and then gringa. It's at the bottom of the screen. Same thing on Instagram and YouTube. That's really the easiest. And I'm kind of everywhere. So I usually have glasses on, so I'm very easy to find.
All right. Well, thank you again and congratulations, Maria Jose Ovaya.
Ovaya. And you know what? I could have changed my last name. I actually did not change my last name, which is Church. And people are like, why didn't you do that? It'd just be easier. You'd be like Maria Church. And I was like, exactly. Because no one calls me Maria Jose because, you know, that's the full name.
Right.
It's like Mary Jo in Spanish.
Right.
They would always call me Maria. And then Church, it's like Maria Church is just someone I don't even know. And also because I'm white, no one technically would think I'm not from here. So I felt like a part of me was dying.
I understand.
And I did that. I know it's Sunny's name.
Right.
I know it's Sunny's name, but people, it starts a conversation like, oh, what is that? Where are you from? Or, you know, otherwise no one's going to know or even question.
Well, I like it. I'm glad you did.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't know if anybody would watch Maria Church, you know, gringa, but Maria Ovaya, it has a much better ring to it.
I tell you, but when I call on the phone to make reservations, like your name, I'm like Church, Maria Church. I use it like as my alias, but it's not. That's not like it makes it easier.
I understand. Thank you again. Congratulations to you. I appreciate your time. Put your baby to bed, and we'll speak with you soon. Thanks.
Okay.
Take care. Busy mama there.
All right,
the very busy mama there. By the way, Wake Up Law Office is a Spar and Bernstein feed. I've been looking. The only person alive over there is Lisa Blink Rose. After that, everyone's fast asleep.
Dang.
What's going on over there?
Get your coffee.
Get your coffee going. By the way, Belgium Kim, while we were watching that, she said tonight she wants to go out with the whole crew, including Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, Belgium Kim, me, Jilly Bean, the whole crew back there. And she wants to do a drinking game that every time we're going to watch this interview again, and every time I say very busy mama, we all have to do a shot. She says we will be pretty sloshed after a 20-minute segment because I think I said very busy mama at least 15 times.
And I feel like we should include your intro and this part, so
yes.
that's at least 3 more shots.
They'll be carrying us out of the bar. All right, 1-800-529-5465. We're going to be taking your immigration calls, and let's see. We got Margaret from Long Island who's been waiting a while. Margaret, how are you? Margaret.
Hi,
Margaret.
sorry
How
about
are you?
that.
No problem. How are you?
I'm fine.
What's going on?
I'm good. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
My daughter will be eligible for citizenship by the ending of December, and she's going to be putting in my papers.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been hearing this thing that if she's on any form of assistance, that means she can't file for me. Is that true?
What kind of depends what the assistance is. Need-based assistance is a problem. Non-need-based assistance is not a problem. So what is the assistance?
What's the difference?
Well, need-based means that you get the assistance because you're below the poverty level. Other assistance from the government you get, and it has nothing to do with your income level.
Okay.
So what is the assistance she gets?
I'll take a little food stamp.
Okay, yeah. So that's need-based. She would have to get off of that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, let's go to Kevin from Miami, Florida. Kervin.
Hello?
Kervin, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Brad?
Good. What's up?
Hi, I'm just receiving a letter from USCIS that they asked me from I-130A. So my question is, I'm the beneficiary. I want to know if it was me who have to sign that form or my wife have to sign it.
You sign it.
Oh, I sign it.
Yes.
Right. What the support document that I have to send with it? Just the I-130A, and I have to send something else with it.
I didn't understand your question. You said what do you have to send besides the
I-130A? What the support document do I have to send with the I-130A? Only you fill up the I-130.
Well, I don't know what you've done so far, but for an adjustment of status, you have to do the I-130, the I-130A, the I-485, the I-765, the I-864, and the I-131. That's the adjustment package you have to submit. Then you got to submit, your marriage certificate, birth certificate, passport, birth certificates of children, affidavit of support requirements, which are the 3 years tax returns, job letter, and a bank letter from your wife.
Yeah, I did send all of that since last year, but I just received a request for additional evidence or request for evidence.
Well, what
but
is
they
it?
asked me to-
I don't have the letter in front of me, so you tell me, besides the I-130A, what else are they asking for?
All right, what the letter said, you must provide the following information and the
wait,
other.
stop it. You can't read a two-page, it's a two-page letter. Just summarize for me, what did they ask for, besides the I-130A?
All right, second request, submit and complete and sign I-138 supplementary information for spousal beneficiary from your spouse beneficiary current respondent.
Okay.
That's it.
So that's
And
what they're
that's it.
asking for. Follow the direction. Now, if you didn't write you're not going to get your work permit. Your case hasn't even started yet till you submit this back. And this is now the second request they're asking. Maybe you need a consultation like David Gabriel is suggesting. So hold on 1 second, all right? But yeah, submit it back or have a consultation, one or the other. All right. 1-800-529-5465. All right. We're going to get to our second round now of social media check-in. Let's get to our social media check-in, our last round before the end of the show. All right, what do we got?
All right, I have one from Melissa.
That was
there you are.
strongly.
What? A strong lead-in, and then we were a little late on the.
I was waiting
I know. There was a very strong lead-in. We were a little delayed there.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Melissa.
Yes.
I was waiting.
All right.
Melissa
What's going on?
Hyman. All right, I'm a Jamaican citizen who got my non-immigrant visa revoked without any notice. I turned up at the airport and was referred to the embassy. I traveled twice in 2015 and 16, never overstayed, but I suspect that someone at work called in on me. What can I do?
Where was your work? Ooh. Because if your work was in the United States, guess what? You weren't allowed to use a visitor's visa to come here to work. That's why. Sounds like you already answered your own question.
Ooh, that.
So is there nothing?
That's fraud. You can't use a visitor's visa to come here and work.
So if you wanted to remain in the United States somehow, what would you say would be your next step?
You're not remaining in the United States.
Right, that would be
You're
the
never
first
coming.
step.
It's fraud. You're stuck in Jamaica now for life. You can't use a visitor's visa to come here to work. And obviously that's what you were doing. And rightfully, somebody in your place of employment said, hey, this person's coming as a visitor and working illegally. They called immigration. They checked it out. They figured out that you're working here illegally, and that's why you were stopped.
Ugh.
So a visitor's visa is a non-immigrant visa?
Correct. Damn.
That's
Come on, Melissa.
Damn.
Yeah, Melissa said that she got it via email. Like that
Yeah.
they emailed her. Is that a normal? I don't know
well,
why.
it sounds like to me they were correct in their assessment because she just admitted it.
Yeah, if she just said someone from work called.
Someone from work called on me. Well,
Yeah.
if there's ever a time to deny it, now you can't anymore.
Right. Because it's on Facebook forever.
Forever, correct.
Oh, sheesh.
Damn again.
Damn. Melissa?
Do not admit to crimes on Facebook, y'all.
Right. Well, what's the old? You don't admit to a crime if you can't do the time.
If you can't do the time.
I mean,
right.
it's a perfect example, right?
If you don't want to be stuck in Jamaica for the rest of your
Correct.
life, don't admit to a crime on the social media.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Miriam said, my husband isn't working for a while and he hasn't filed any taxes. He's petitioning for me. I have an affidavit of support. So do you think I'd still be able to get my green card? We're moving to another state as soon, where he can get another job soon.
I think he needs to be currently employed. I think he may have a problem. I would get a second affidavit of support.
All right, Kadeen Carter says, hey, Brad. So I asked this, but I didn't get my answer. So I think we didn't ask this yet. So she says that my husband, who's undocumented, is living in the USA with me, and our four kids is okay. I'm gonna try and fix this up. So it says living with them and their four kids. So I think she's trying to say that the mom is filing an I-130 form for him in 2013. So she filed it in 2013, and the mother is a U.S. citizen. How long does it take for this whole thing to go through? Like, how long
I
does he
was
have to
totally misunderstood that question from the beginning.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you summarize for me,
So now I'm
please?
going to summarize. Since
Thank
I
you. Now that you just kind of gibberished your way through that question, I'm not sure what language we were at that point.
I'm not sure what language I was reading.
All right, so let's start this again.
All right, so now, my husband is undocumented and he is living in the USA with me and our 4 kids. His mother filed an I-130 for him in 2013, and she is a U.S. citizen. How long more does he have to wait?
If he's married, he has about 8 more years. Are they married?
They are married.
Yeah,
because she
about
said her
8 more
husband.
years. About 8 more years.
And another question, can he add his wife and kids when he hears from them?
Yes, but they're all waiting 8 more years. It's a long, long wait ahead. You got to figure out a faster way. Job sponsorship, faster way, much faster.
See, I got it after a while. You know
By the way, I see Melissa said no, she was never working.
Yeah, so I
right. She was never. She was never work. I don't understand what somebody called from Jamaica from work.
Yeah, that's
I'm not. So I think what Melissa needs to do is and just call us for a private confidential consultation. And if we have to call the consulate, if there was an error and we have to call the consulate, we'll be happy to do so and fix it. If it's not an error and they're correct that you were working in the United States, well, they're correct. There's not a lot you can do. But just call for a private consultation.
Chin Carter, back again. Chin Carter came on a visa with a U.S. citizen husband as her sponsor. You got competition. Is it 100% safe to travel home on advance parole?
Yes, as long as you have a pending adjustment based on that bona fide marriage to the U.S. citizen husband. So don't go for more than 2 weeks. So she's just recently married, too.
Yeah.
And Yo-Yo, she's already...
You caught
Dang.
Dang!
Yeah.
Already got me in competition.
Dang!
Yeah.
Are we saying dang or damn?
We could.
Which one did we say before?
We said damn.
We
That
said
other one
damn
was a
before.
damn.
But
That
now
was
we're
damn.
this one's a
This is
dang.
dang.
This one's a dang. Is there a difference? Yes, there is.
Yes, absolutely.
Damn is a little more serious.
Serious, right? That's more of a.
Now,
That's like
what?
dang, right.
Damn,
Yeah.
right. Damn is like
It's like shit.
shoot.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We're trying to be PG about
Right.
this, but dang is like what?
Like what? Like,
Got
for
it
real?
now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dang! What? Got it. All right. Now I know.
There's
All
the
right.
middle ground of damn. That's really the middle.
Yeah, that's the middle ground where we don't know what's going on. All right.
That's hilarious.
I'm glad we're enjoying ourselves. I don't know if anybody else is.
Right.
That's what happens at 7:20 here on the Brad Show Live.
Is it on me? I don't
It
even
is
know.
on
It
you.
is on me. I thought so.
Wait.
Chris, I was like, I don't even know who it's on anymore. Chris said, when I get through, how long is it going to take for me to apply for my spouse, and which is the best way to do so?
When you get through with what? Citizenship?
Yeah. Let's go with that. That's the whole.
Yeah, you're going to file an adjustment for your spouse and take about 9 months. I'm just reminded, I think it was, who's the guy who is the little blonde guy in all the movies with Adam Sandler?
Not Rob Schneider.
Jill, it just happened. What?
I know. I was not going to bring attention to it.
Yeah. Not Rob Schneider. David Spade.
Oh.
Years ago, before he was even famous, like in the 1980s. I think it was David Spade. I saw him at a comedy club. I don't even know.
Joe Dirt?
Yeah.
That's
I don't
David
even know. I mean, this is before he was famous. He was playing maybe, I don't, it was not in college. I just remember he did a thing. It just reminds me now. He goes, the different things of dude. He's like, like if you screwed up, it's like, dude. but if like you're like behind, a door with like a knife, you're like, dude. It just reminded me of dang it damn. Yeah.
That's also ways that you say the B word. I've heard another comedian do that.
Well, what's the B word?
Can I just say it?
Yeah, you can say it.
Yeah, it's bitch, and it's just like if it's hey bitch or bitch, it's all different. It all means completely different things. Bitch. Yeah.
It's a lot of different ways.
After Dark starts at
anyway,
7:20.
immigration, continuing.
All right, I have one from Arlen Tate. I filed a petition for my brother 4 years ago. It's been approved, but now we're still waiting for his visa. The letters they sent me from the National Visa Center said there's currently a visa number.
There currently is not a visa number available.
There you go.
Thank you. What was the priority date?
Does not say.
How can you? I need the priority date and who sponsored you, and if you're married or single, and then I will give you all the answers you need.
How'd you know? How'd you know that's what she said? You're so
What?
good.
I'm good at this stuff.
It's the decoding.
I am very good at this stuff. You may not find me funny, but I certainly know. I certainly know my immigration.
If he doesn't
I
make you
certainly know my
laugh.
stuff.
He may not make you laugh, but he'll
Right.
definitely
By the
wow
way,
you.
Tanisha McNabb's Yo-Yo says, okay, Yo-Yo, there's still a lot more fish in the sea.
Thank you.
Damn.
Where's my empress? I
Damn.
thought somebody was supposed to get me an empress or something.
Who was supposed to get you an empress?
I think it was Tamika.
Tamika? Well, no,
Yeah.
she left early today. I saw.
Oh, was
she
good.
said. She said goodbye like around 6:30.
She did. But I know Vakisha's supposed to hook me up with her brother. None of that has happened. Empty promises, Brad Squad. Empty promises. Don't tease us.
David
like this.
Gabriel, he's like ready to like take you out to Red Lobster on a first date.
He is.
Yeah,
he
you're
is,
getting like
he
you're
is.
getting like a whole lobster thing. Trust
It's
me.
amazing what I would do for chicken cheddar.
Can you
for the
imagine
cheddar
if
biscuit.
Belgium Kim and David Gabriel end up getting married? We would do the whole wedding. We would do the whole wedding on our show live.
Would you swear them in?
I don't
Is that
think.
what
Oh,
they
you could officiate my wedding.
How can I officiate?
To
You want
David
my rabbi?
Gabriel.
No,
Yeah, you could get ordained online.
I will get ordained.
online.
I will
Yeah.
get
Like a
ordained
couple
online
hours.
to do it.
Yeah, that would.
Can you imagine I start doing weddings? Yeah. And then you can do your own gratification on yourself.
That
Gratified
would be
marriage on yourself.
amazing. David and I, we would know each other,
yes.
right, babe?
All right, what else?
Dorothy says, is there a place where I could get information on how to write an invitation letter to have a friend from Nigeria visit me in the U.S.?
You don't need a place to write an invitation letter. You write, dear friend from Nigeria, it would be my pleasure to host you. I'm going to write the letter for you right now. It would be my pleasure to host you in my home when you come visit. I look forward to seeing you. I'll take care of everything. You've got a bed. I'll cook for you. You're all good. Something to that nature. Look forward to seeing you. Please bring this to the U.S. Embassy. Show them you got a place to live. Then that's your invitation letter. It's not. You don't have to like be fancy about it or hide the fact that you're trying to write an invitation. I mean, it is what it is. You invited the person. So now, what more important than the invitation letter is he's got to prove that after his visit with you and after you've cooked for him and he's got a bed and a place to live, that he's going home. He's not going to overstay or work. That's the key thing.
Okay, I have one from Laverne Francis. I'm an American citizen. Can I file my 28-year-old daughter? She went to high school and college here. I was told I have to prove hardship.
Eventually, you'll have to prove hardship to get the provisional waiver, but go file for her now. Worry about it later.
Patrina said, hey, Brad, I came to the U.S. to shop and unfortunately had my baby super premature. My visa's expired. How can I help? How can I get help?
You got a big problem. Big problem. Big problem.
Would
We
she
would
call a
need-
lawyer, you think?
Yeah, I don't know if she can be helped. When you give birth in America, it's almost death to visa.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
That was a damn.
That's a damn one,
That's a
right?
damn.
That's a damn, right? Not a dang.
Yeah, that ain't a dang.
No.
Right. That's not a dude.
That ain't a dude. That's a
dude.
Yeah, that's like, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
All right. All right, I have one from Delray McLean.
Yeah. You never see anybody from the islands, by the way, saying dude.
No.
No, it's such a white thing, right?
Oh my God, it's such
Or
a
a Cali thing.
Cali thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like a surfer thing.
Yeah, well, not everybody in California are surfers.
Right.
I don't feel like a lot of people.
But
in
I don't say
California
dude.
say
I never say the word dude.
I don't either.
I've
And I'm
never
from
used the word
California.
dude actually in my life, other than just right now.
Like, sup, dude?
Dude.
You don't
Yeah.
do that?
No, I don't,
Dude.
I don't call
I
anybody
I
dude.
use it sometimes.
I do.
You say dude, somebody?
Not anymore.
Do you what about like? Do you ever say dude like back off like dude?
Dude.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Chill out. Right.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
Yeah,
Yes.
that felt a little more natural.
That one you do like, dude, back off.
Back off, dude.
Dude.
Yeah.
Right.
He really did just fall into that, didn't he? Back off, dude. Whoa. Did the eyebrow raise and everything. That's super
I'm just curious. curious.
All right, Delray McLean. What's the best plea one should take in a first-time misdemeanor theft charge that would not affect someone's I-485?
A conviction, a plea that you don't do jail time, and that the maximum, if the judge wanted to throw the book at you, is less than a year. Let's do this. Elizabeth's been waiting a little bit.
That's
We're going
great.
to speak to Elizabeth, and we're going to get to comment of the day. How's that?
Awesome.
All right, let's speak to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, how are you?
Hi, good afternoon, or should I say good evening?
Good evening. How are you?
I'm okay. I have a question.
Sure.
I'm here on a visitor's visa. My father here has a green card. He's a citizen. But I wanted to find out that if he's to sponsor me, how long do you think that process will take?
About 7 or 8 years. You're going to end up overstaying on your visitor's visa. He can file for you, but don't overstay.
Don't overstay?
Correct.
And that would be 7 to 8 years?
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Hold on if you need help. Because maybe there's other options for you. So hold on 1 second, okay? All right. With that said, we are now ready. Drum roll, please. Comment of the day.
We have a few.
We have a few.
Just because I decided. Our first one is from Velma Gale. And Velma Gale knows why we're having all of these technical issues, Brad.
Why?
She knows. She said, Groundhog Sam was chewing on the wires. That's why it's so staticky.
You know what? It's as good an answer as I've got it tonight. That's as good an answer as I've got it.
Absolutely.
And there's Groundhog Sam. That was good. That was good. What else? What else?
And the other thing is that everybody is talking about David, Gabriel, and I's wedding.
Uh-huh.
They said, wow, no first date. And there's a good reason for that, y'all, because David Gabriel knows how to treat a lady. He's not going to take me to Red Lobster, Brad. He's taking me to City Island, where there is tons of good seafood to choose from. Yes, King.
Way to go, David Gabriel.
Well played.
Cheers.
Well played.
Well done, David. Well done, David. Well done. All right, with that, everybody, we'll fix our technical difficulties. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for all watching. We'll be back live tomorrow, 5:30. Have a great evening. We'll see you then. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465.